Hey everybody, we're back in the good old US of A. Let's do this. Okay, this is a 2014 menu. It's menu 6 beef taco, which I haven't had before. Packaged by the Meixsell company. And down here on the bottom, if you kind of look, you can see this is the 205th day of 2014. This is still relatively fresh. Let's take a look inside of this thing. I'm going to see if I can do a better job than poor old Kate. She's a 6-year-old ration reviewer and wanted to do a review for her birthday and had quite the task with the peelable seal. And I was like, sometimes I have a hard time with them too. A Meixsell standard. It is in another bag, so everything is out of that. And this one's kind of interesting. This bag was actually kind of like vacuum sealed together. That's a first for me to see that. Again, it just has these little tear notches. Beef taco filling with a sleeve. Mixed fruit. Now this is something that I am thrilled to death with. I wish they had more types of fruit, freeze-dried fruit, that kind of stuff with these rations. These cheese-filled crackers, essentially combos. Accessory packet, take a look at that in a second. Tortillas. Grape jelly. Now this would have been a great opportunity for some cheese with jalapenos. Orange carbohydrate electric beverage powder. Peanut butter. A PB&J with tacos. Yeah. Spoon. The seasoning blend. Salt free. I'm sure this is kind of like a Mrs. Dash kind of thing, but man, some crushed red pepper would have been nice with tacos. FRH and beverage bag. Now the accessory packet. This is accessory packet A, packaged on the 182nd day of 2014. Matches, of course. Salt. Moist towelette, sugar, coffee instant type 3, your Chiclets gum, toilet paper, and lastly your creamer. Thinking back on it, maybe it's not a horrible idea that they got peanut butter and jelly, because what if you don't like tacos? At least you can have some tortilla filled PB&Js. Maybe that's their logic. Okay, since this is going to take the longest, let's get this taco meat, or taco filling, heated up. Now, a good tip that I was told by somebody serving currently, they said put this in the sleeve prior to pouring in your water, and that removes or reduces one more step, especially when this thing is starting to cook off. I'm going to put just a pinch of salt inside of this heater to make sure that it activates properly. And then let's add the water. And to make sure you see the fill line, just put this up just a little bit. Give it a nice even shake. Make sure that pad is completely immersed. I can feel a little bit of heat. And we'll put that on a rock or something. Let's make some drinks. We'll do our orange drink and our coffee. Got my great coffee mug. We'll start off with we're going to lead this one up today. And this one calls for 12 ounces of water. While we have a few more minutes for letting our main heat up, let's take a look at everything else that we have. Here we have some mixed fruit. Not too bad. I was looking for a tear notch side to side, but these are lengthwise. That's just to help you be able to eat it better out in the field. Basically just a fruit cocktail. It's like it's got pears, of course some peaches, it's like it's got some grape in there, and just a bit of pineapple, but it also has artificially colored red sugar and a little bit of sodium, and of course some extra vitamin C added in there. Then the grape jelly, we'll hang on to that for a second. Of course, our peanut butter, we'll make sure they give this a really good knead to get that oil work back into those peanuts or fortified peanut butter. And we'll set that over. Then we have a pack of tortillas. The one thing that I do not like about these tortillas is it has a fold right in the middle. MRE Star, they came out with an ingenious thing. The tortilla is stored flat. The only issue that I have with this is these tortillas are rather large. They only put 2 tortillas in here. It'd been nice if they would have put a third one in here to make up the real estate difference from these 2 tortillas. I know it kind of sounds like quibbling a little bit, but for having been stuck in the field for a long time, it sure would have been nice. One thing that you can do to make these a little more pliable is, of course, heat them up. But we have those tortillas. And then we have our cheese-filled crackers, or our combos. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab these, toss them right back in here, and I'm going to stick these inside of the sleeve to heat them up a little bit so they don't break as soon as I open them up. And then lastly, hiding over there, we have the cinnamon flavored chiclets. Okay, let me grab my drinks real quick. Getting ready to grab that main, and let's start plating. Okay, stuck these inside the sleeve. They're slightly warm. It would have been better had I placed them directly inside of the ration heater along with the main. But hindsight is always 2020. Well, in some cases it's 2015, depending on what your wife tells you what's going on. Okay, it's nice and hot. Let's plop this down real quick. Again, it has side to side tear notch to make it easier to eat out in the field. It actually turns this into a bowl, even though you can't stand it up on its own. It smells really good. I can smell some spices coming out of here. This kind of smells like a little bit of cumin. Essentially, this is just taco meat, or like a chili that you would get. I can't imagine that the chili ration is a whole lot different. I pretty much got everything out of there. Got one trying to escape. Okay, before I start getting creative, I'm going to try the taco meat on its own. It's nice and thick. You don't really want a runny taco filling. It'll be all in your lap, all over your kit. It's not too bad. The beef actually has a nice little bite to it. A lot of nice texture, which is really good. The actual seasoning, it's chili pepper, paprika, and then it has some onion and garlic. And it says right here that the beef is not beef. It is TVP, or textured vegetable protein. Bummer. So this might as well be a vegetarian ration, to be perfectly honest with you. I would love to have some cheese with jalapenos, but what we're going to do is the next best thing. So we'll take some of our taco filling on the tortilla. Maybe I should put it over here instead of right in the center, because we know that this thing is going to split. I'll grab one of our cheese-filled combos, put that on there. That way we're going to get the nice chewiness of the tortilla, a little bit of crunch from the actual combo itself, and just a little hint of cheese to go along with our TVP beef. Let's give that a try. Yeah, these really work. They really give it that nice depth, pretty much. Man, this extra crunch and this little bit of cheese in here really adds a lot to this. Because I'm sure, I mean, this is kind of spicy. It's got a little bit of heat. Well, it's more spicy than heat. But I could see if you just ate this over and over, you would get pretty monotonous very, very quick. And this might not be your favorite ration. Fortunately, when you're eating this and all of those spices start to mingle, you got something nice and cool and refreshing to help bring you down to earth with this mixed fruit. And it's in a nice light syrup. So in here we've got some pears. Looks like we got a grape, but of course we have a little bit of that diced peach. Who knows, we might have some pineapple in here. Yeah, all of those flavors kind of mingled together because they've been sitting in that retort pouch for a while. But stark contrast, this just kind of brings you back down to reality. It's very good. I wish they had this kind of stuff in every single ration. We'll cleanse the palate with our Carbo Electric Orange Drink. Electrolyte. The Carbo Electric Slide Drink. The electric slide. Wow, really dating myself now. And since we have the peanut butter and we have the jelly and one tortilla left, we'll make a PB&J with this one. And as with all this stuff, the smaller the hole, the more control that you're going to have forcing this stuff out. Well, that's a tiny hole. Let's stretch that thing out a little bit. No pun intended. Well, maybe. Yeah, it's more like it. Now the jelly. Grape jelly. My buddy Mike and Brett got in fist fight over peanut butter and jelly in the Gulf War. Man, great story. Absolutely great story. It's runny. No matter how much you mix this stuff up, it's still gonna make a mess. Smooth this out a little bit. We'll give our PB&J tortilla a try. Yep, and honest to goodness, stick to your bones PB&J. Pretty good. Then the cheese-filled cracker or combo. It's got a little salt on the outside. Make it a little savory. And if it was me, I would probably crush up half of these, just really fine, and just dump them right into my taco meat and give it a nice mix. But then if it was also me, I would have some hot sauce or something to add to this. Now, I haven't tried this stuff. Who knows? Maybe this salt-free seasoning will give it a little added boost. I kind of forgot this was sitting over there. I don't know exactly what it will do because it really does look like Mrs. Dash. But let me plop a little bit of that in there. Well, hey, let me pop a lot in there. We'll give that a try with our salt-free seasoning. That does have some nice flavor to it. You got alligator out in the back barking at somebody. That really does. That's pretty nice. Then, of course, if you really needed a silver bullet, you could always throw a whole bunch more salt on there. Overall, not a bad ration. And then the last thing you would do is, when you got done, you would sit down with your cup of coffee and just let everything just digest. Army coffee. Well, everybody, this was the last ration that I got from Drill Sergeant D. He sent these to me from Fort Jackson, South Carolina. This was menu number 6 of a 2014 era menu rations beef taco, which doesn't contain any beef, I'm sorry to say. Not a bad ration. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. And I will see you all on my next review. Bye.